Shane Schaffer is the chairman and CEO of Cingulate. Cingulate, of course, is talking about ADHD. Imagine that, Mary. He's your favorite guest. I had a great conversation with Shane and his team today to understand better what these guys are up to. But Shane, good to see you, man. And I'm going to start off by saying,
hello, everybody.
Hello.
You know, I chased down a lot of the stuff about your company, and you guys are moving the needle already. And I guess the question that you have to ask for those of us who aren't in the biopharma space is, how are you doing it? I mean, how does it really work? I mean, what's the secret sauce? In as much as you're allowed to tell us as a CEO of a public company.
Right. So, I mean, obviously, what we started with when we began this company was, you know, it's easy to identify the problems, right? Everyone can say that's not going well, that's not going well. Or in the case of ADHD, the number one complaint is always these products just don't last long enough, followed by they don't start fast enough, followed by I got to take a booster dose every day to stop the side effects or the crash or the rebound, or because guess what? They don't last long enough. So when we started the company, our initial thought was, you know what? We're going to find a delivery technology. It's already out there. We're going to license it. We'll bring it in. We'll then give the appropriate number of doses, the right milligram strengths, the right ratio, the right style of release, and we'll have this product on the market in 2018. Well, as I look at my watch, I realize it's 2024. And it's funny how you're so optimistic at the beginning. And the good news is number one, we've solved the problem. Yep. We're now there. We're ready to file our new drug application in 7 or 8 months and get this product to the market. But what we had to do, this is back in 2014, was step back and say, guess what? This drug delivery technology does not exist. There is no way to use a tablet and precisely deliver 3 doses of the same or different medication, deliver it in unique ratios, at unique styles, and at precise times. And using the PTR platform, which we've developed, that's exactly what we can accomplish now. So that's the platform and the technology. You know, it's something we'll use in ADHD, but it's also something we're going to be utilizing for various future assets that we develop, as you can see here, in anxiety, to an ADHD. Insomnia is another exciting category that we'll move into. And the last comment I'll make is, yeah, Wordle's fun.
Yeah. Don't make me text you every morning.
But do you do connections? Okay.
Well, if you start beating me and if you accomplish it in one, I'm out.
So Shane, you just mentioned there anxiety and ADHD, and I think I have both. I take something for anxiety that I have been for the last 12, 15 years. But then I'm just thinking.
It's called tequila.
Yep.
See, I stopped doing that. So, but now you're saying that maybe you could treat them both at the same time. Can you talk a little bit more about that? Because that could be a big differentiator for you.
You know, one of the big things, and again, psychiatry is such a fascinating field. I mean, the brain is our most important organ that exists in our body, and it's the one we know the least amount about. Now, when we talk about comorbidities, so that's basically saying, you know, okay, I have A disorder or A trauma, and then B is a result of A. So those are comorbidities. And what we found in a lot of areas, especially ADHD results in a lot of people, depression. It results in anxiety. It results in obsessive compulsive disorder. It results in, you know, a lot of different other areas.
All the above.
So when a psychiatrist, you know, sits back and says, okay, look, let's diagnose the patient and look at all of their entire life, what's impacting their overall performance in A, B, or C. What they found a lot is ADHD can impact those areas. So number one is let's make sure we're getting the right diagnosis. Like a lot of times in females, depression is misdiagnosed. It's actually ADHD. And if we treated the ADHD, we could potentially help the depression, or vice versa. I mean, not everyone has ADHD, believe it or not. So if, you know, maybe it's depression that's causing ADHD. We got to make sure we hit the right target first, treat that number one element first, and then from there we may see benefits.
Hey Shane,
not to
interrupt, but I have ADHD, so I'm going to interrupt you. I have a question. Do you think you said not everybody has ADHD, and what struck me on that is it overdiagnosed? Is it overdiagnosed, or is it just people that use it as an excuse, or what is your professional opinion? I mean, you're at the tip of the spear here.
Yeah, so I'll say this. Is there overprescribing of ADHD meds? Absolutely. Now, that said, when you look at the overall epidemiology of ADHD is not overdiagnosed. When you look at individuals, could you say that individual is being overtreated? Yes. And look, it's always much sexier to say something's going wrong than it is to say, I got it right 99.9% of the time, but I missed it this 1/10 of the time.
Right.
So to take a step back here and be clear, ADHD is actually, it's very well understood, and it exists in about 6 to 8% of children, about 5% of adults. And when you look at those numbers, and then you look at the prescription data, the number of patients that are being treated is far lower than the number of patients that actually have the disorder. Now, can it be overused? Can it be abused? Absolutely. And that's why I always say I don't want anyone to be on any product that we develop if they don't need it. And if they don't need it, they should be on something else or on nothing at all. Hopefully that's clear.
Shane, it is, and I guess my question is can you dodge this bullet without medication? I mean, is this something that you've got to resolve this thing medically? Otherwise, you're suffering from a number of different comorbidity or different maladies as a result of ADHD.
So, I mean, I've been told a time or two that perhaps I have a touch of ADHD, and I do. And I've never been medicated. So the answer is, yeah, it all depends on the severity of your disorder and the impact of that disorder. So let's say I have mild ADHD, and I've chosen a career path that is not one where I sit at a desk all day. I'm not an accountant. I'd be a very bad accountant. So again, you can choose a career that potentially you don't need to be medicated. So if you're, again, mild ADHD, you have a different type of career, an active career, you may not need to be treated. It all depends on the severity and the impact it has on your life. If you have severe ADHD, odds are you should have definite psychotherapy treatment as well as medical treatment if it's severe. But that, again, is the determination of your psychiatrist.
Shane, for you as a company, what is the addressable market?
So
how big is it? It's got to be enormous, right?
The ADHD market is a $22 billion a year market.
That's unreal.
And people have always said, well, that's a huge market. How are you going to go about it? It must be very crowded. I always smile and go, this is the most non-crowded market I've ever competed in. With Lipitor, we had 7 competitors. With other products, a lot of competitors. I don't have a single competitor in ADHD that actually provides a patient and a physician what they want. Entire active day efficacy. It starts working in the morning and it lasts their entire active day. No boosters are needed. 60% of patients today need a booster dose. That's 60% of a $20+ billion market. That is my low-hanging fruit. It's a great opportunity. More importantly, I can help patients. I'm really excited about being able to do that. Well, here's that PTR platform. It's really cool how it works in terms of the way we build the tablet from the inside out.
Yeah.
So we add drug at the various opportunities that we need to, and then based upon the thickness of that erosion barrier layer, that's what you see coming on right there. That determines exactly when the medication is going to be released and introduced into the body.
Wow,
And this can be for children and adults, correct? And do you titrate the doses up to see how much they need?
Yeah, it's really funny. When you look at ADHD, every therapeutic issue is different, but we'll talk just about ADHD. So in ADHD, we're going to have 8 dosage strengths at launch, which is what physicians have been begging for with every new product. Give me the ability to optimize my patients. If you don't have at least 6 dosage strengths, you basically leave patients in limbo. So when you look at patients, again, children, adolescents, and adults, and those are the 3 segments of ADHD which we seek approval for, what we'll be asking, physicians to do is, you start low and then you optimize. So by having a lot of dosage strengths, we can make sure for a patient that has moderate ADHD, we can start them at a very comfortable dose and then maximize that dose to their best efficacy. Plus, if a patient has severe ADHD, we can go to the higher level, which is not available today through a lot of different products.
Hey, Shane, before I let you out of here, commercialization plans we just touched on last time. Is this something you're going to take to market, or are we going to get a bigger company you think takes you out and takes that part?
We will. So our strategy is twofold. Number one is we have inked a commercialization agreement with a go-to-market company. Their name is Indegene. Indegene. They are the best go-to-market company in the United States. They have everything they need, the Cingulate needs, I should say, from Salesforce, market access, physician support, medical information, pharmacovigilance, whatever they need from a go-to-market perspective, they have, and we can then bolt onto it. That's step one. At the same time, too, as we get closer to NDA approval, we have a lot of ongoing conversations through our BD&L team to potentially co-commercialize this product with an additional company. Think about it this way. ADHD is really a two field force type of focus: psych, neuro, and then primary care and pediatricians. So we're looking at opportunities to potentially co-promote. Regardless, we'll be prepared to commercialize with Indegene, and that brings back the greatest returns for our shareholders.
Shane Schaffer, Chairman and CEO, Cingulate, stock ticker CING. You're going to be seeing more of him. Shane, thanks so much, man. We got to get you in studio here.